a request for this one too. It's curry laksa. So that basically means a soup, a curry flavoured soup, which is like a Malaysian and Thai inspired broth. I'm going to do a cheese version here, so very easy for a midweek meal as well. I'm going in with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And my cheat in this one is going to be using ready Thai curry paste. I like this one. I normally get it from the Chinese supermarkets, the Oriental supermarkets, Maypoi, but any red curry paste will do. So I'm just going to get my coconut oil melted in there, and then I'm going to go in with my red curry paste. But because I like to add a bit of freshness to it as well, I've got about 5 cloves of crushed garlic in here. I'm going to add that as well. And toasting that off. And also, not forgetting the curry element. That's what makes this different from like a ramen, for example. A laksa is a curry-based sauce, so that really smells fragrant already with the paste and the garlic. I am going to now put in some curry powder. I'm just using the basmati curry powder. That's about 2 tablespoons there. In the notes, all the measurements will be in there. I'm toasting that off. And then I'm going to go in with our stock. I've got vegetable stock here. Once that's dissolved, I am also going to go in with coconut milk. And bring that to the boil. To my broth, I'm also going to add some Kaffir Lime leaves. And what I do with these is just take the middle centre bit out, like that, and that intensifies the flavour of the Kaffir Lime leaf. There we go. So I'm putting in 5 Kaffir Lime leaves in there. And now you want to bring your broth to a boil. While that's coming to the boil, I'm going to make this with prawns. So I've got my prawns here with a bit of salt on them, and then I'm going to put a teaspoon of garam masala, sorry, a tablespoon. Mix that together with a little bit of vegetable oil. And that is your prawns ready. And if you're using tofu, you can use the same recipe as my tofu pancake wraps to make really crispy cubes of 5 sliced tofu. So that's done. Now your laksa is boiling nicely. You want to add your seasoning. I'm going to add a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. But if you're not using fish sauce, you can just add a tablespoon of soy. And then for sweetness, you need to always balance out the saltiness and the heat. I'm adding palm sugar, but you can also use honey or just normal sugar. This will be fine. Give that a stir and lower the heat. And let that simmer for about 5 minutes. And to that I'm going to add a few veggies. This is what I had, some sugar snap peas and some mushrooms. But you can add whatever you like, but I wouldn't overdo it with too much vegetables. I think about 2 is enough at this stage. Or if you don't have any vegetables, that's fine too, because we're going to top it with vegetables too. I just like to up the ante with like lots of veg if I can. So that I'll just leave simmering for about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm using prawns here, but please substitute for the tofu that I've done in my pancake recipe wrap, and just do this as well. stir fry it off because we're going to place it on top of the laksa. There's a little bit of coconut oil there for extra flavour. So that is just garam masala, some salt and coconut oil. Nice colour on those prawns, and they'll be lovely topped on your laksa. You've got a nice colour like this, and even when you're doing your tofu, your 5-spice tofu, get a nice colour on it, make it really, really crispy, and that will make a nice coating around your tofu, and this is going to give it a nice crunch for your laksa. So that's done. You don't want to overcook it too much, so turn off the heat and go back to your laksa. So bring your laksa over to plate it all up. Get a big ladle, and I've already got a big bowl full of just egg noodles in here. You can use rice noodles as well, it's totally up to you. This is the egg noodles I had, so I'm using those, but sometimes I use rice noodles as well, so it's completely up to you. So let's get our laksa, our curry soup, into the bowl. So let's get some of the veggies in, followed by all that soup. A good sort of 4 or 5 ladles of it. You want it to be swimming in this broth because it is a curry soup after all. It is all about the soup, and especially on cold nights like this, it's perfect. And then we're going to put all the finishing touches. So the noodles are just hiding under that soup. And then we go in. I like having the freshness of some julienne cucumbers. Just thinly spaghetti style cucumber that goes on. I love the crunch of bean sprouts, so that goes on there. And then I've got my protein, either the tofu, the 5-spice tofu, but here I've got prawns, so I'll put some prawns on here. And then I've got the freshness of coriander, and then a lime, so you can squeeze over yourself, and for the colour, a little bit of red chilli. And there you go, that's your curry laksa. Made the cheap way, the quick way for an easy midweek meal packed with all the nutrients.